A special thank you to Smile Makers for sponsoring this episode of the Dental Elements podcast. You could go to their website at smilemakers.com and use code DAP20 for 20% off any order. And they have anesthetics, dental disposables, treatment supplies, prophy paste, prophy angles, bibs, glasses, x-ray supplies, restorative supplies, toys, bouncy balls, you name it, they have it. So check them out, smilemakers.com, and use code DAP20 for 20% off of your order. I wanted to introduce this next episode of the Dental Elements podcast with Aurelia Bryne from AFlexX and also Wellness Wednesdays. In this episode, it'll be April and I together finally again, and Aurelia talking about ergonomics. And she's here to tell you about a special group in it, right?
Yeah. Hi there. How are you, Cindy and April?
April's working.
Okay. Darn it.
Yes.
Darn it. Well, thank you for having me on your show. I love doing your podcast. It's always so much fun. So I have, there's a group called Let's Go Ergo, and it's a Facebook group. You can join if you are a dental hygienist, dental assistant, any dental auxiliary in the dental practice. Every month, we're going to be giving away one of our AFlex products. We either have, if you're, interested in the LVE arm, which is our original AFlex that we invented in 2016. That one holds a saliva ejector in place, and that one frees up a hand. Well, pretty much all our arms frees up a hand. We are the third arm company. So all of our arms attached to a chair. So we have our LVE assist arm, and then we have our HVE aerosol mitigation assist arms. And there's different types of styles that they go on to, that like as far as attaching to the chair. And then for front office team, we have, and this can go across medical as well. We have our ergonomic pillow, which I believe you're sitting on right now.
I'm sitting on right now, and my cat loves it. It's amazing to look at my.
Yeah, it's super comfortable. It is air driven. The design is from, for, allowing circulation to go into, areas that, for bed sores, basically is what originally they were designed for. So we have that. We also have all of our all of our products are sustainable and autoclavable. So, we have a huge emphasis on sustainability in our business. It's always been something that we've been proud of, and we wanted to make sure that that's what it's what we believe in. So we're going to stick with it. So we have our sustainable products like our HV Eco tips. So it's HVE tips, but we call them HV Eco. So they're eco-friendly. They're autoclavable. They're not disposable whatsoever. So anyhow, we have all these different products that we'll be giving away. So you just have to go to Let's Go Ergo Facebook and share, invite, like AFlex Assist Arm on the AFlex Assist Arm YouTube channel, and so on and so forth. There's different links and different things you have to do in order to enter. So that is that.
All right, great. Thank you so much for sharing that. I will put that link in the show notes as well, and on the website, rootyoon.com.
Yep.
And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's lots of fun. It's always fun having Aurelia on. So
thank you, Cindy.
Enjoy. I think I just had a thought, and I think that we should do a Mimosa Monday. You have Wellness Wednesdays. I think we should do a Mimosa Monday.
I love mimosas.
Out there. Okay.
Awesome.
Well, we'll talk soon.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye. I just did a little Zoom yesterday with a small school in New Mexico, and they have the LVEs, and I was doing tricks and tips with them, like showing them how to use, the product. And I gave them, our story, the story of how AFlex started and when it started in school, right? I mean, literally. And so I have that connection of being in hygiene school and then, thinking of a product that will help me. Anyhow, so I gave them the spiel, and I talked about the eco tips and sustainable dentistry and how we don't have any products that are, disposable. And at the end, the lady, the second year teacher, she goes, one of the students wants to know if they can send their resume to your company after she graduates. And I was like, of course. So it was cute.
Never pass up a resume.
That's right. Never. No. Especially someone who's going to be that eager to want to send a resume and they haven't even graduated yet, right?
Right.
Totally. What about assisting schools? Have you been in any assisting schools, or is that something that you could do while you're here? April could set you up, hook you up.
Oh my gosh, I would love to go to assisting schools because, you know, assistants, you know, April, they need LVEs. I mean, it's just, we're so used to helping the dentist that we don't think about ourselves, you know,
Right.
Using something to help ourselves. And then, of course, you know, the lighter hose and things like that. So yeah, absolutely. I haven't done very many assisting schools, but you know, ergonomics suffer for being a dental assistant because how do you stay in one position? As a hygienist, you can just, you know, plant yourself as much as you can. But as an assistant, you're like, you know, holding the HPE. I got my HPE right here. I'm retracting the cheek, you know, and you're doing all this stuff.
You got the tools. Well, on that note, speaking of sitting in the chairs, the ergo
compression pad.
Yes, the pad, which I have and Cindy has. So thank you
for the one I'm sitting on right now. You mean this?
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
You guys like it? Every day in the car.
Yeah.
I know. I need one for the car too.
So when you're in the car and you're on a long drive, you know, you get that pain in your leg. I believe it's your sciatic nerve that just starts to like flare a little bit. This just like takes all of that away. I mean, sorry, they're closing the shutters over here. You can hear that. It just takes all of it away and you can just sit there and drive, you know, without having that pain. I know that to be true for myself and also other people that have gone on long distance. You know, they actually, you know, use it and they're like, oh my gosh, that pain is gone. It's also amazing. So yeah, it's very effective. What's
inside of there? Obviously it's cushy and I can feel it's cushy.
I know, you know what, my one of the dentists that I used to work for, she goes, I love my bubble pillow. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of a cool name. Maybe I should change it to the bubble pillow. I like that. It is air. So inside there's, you know, we have the, obviously the,
I feel like an egg crate.
It isn't, but it's like, it's air.
Like a waterless waterbed or a waveless waterbed.
Oh yeah.
Like seriously, right? So you blow it up, you know, you can blow it up. They already come blow it up when we send them out because they're blown up to like 70%. So you're going to sit on it. So you're going to sit down and you want your tailbone not to be touching into whatever you're sitting on. Obviously you want it to be kind of floating there. Your weight will be distributed evenly. So you're not just putting too much pressure on one side or the other. And that's what the air is used for. It actually creates blood flow to the area. Originally they're made for people that were in hospitals and long-term care, hospital care, so that they wouldn't get bed sores, because it actually doesn't put pressure on any spots so blood can flow there and then they wouldn't get any bed sores and get gangrene and, you know, bad things happen in nursing homes when they're laying on their beds way too long. So, so that's what that is. This is water resistant, but, you know, if you're using it as a hygienist or a dental assistant, you're going to want to think about maybe buying some extra coverings because you can wash them. And, you know, if your hands are dirty and you touch it, you can't disinfect it.
And then you don't really want to put plastic over it because you're trying to be.
You'll slide everywhere.
Ergo-friendly, whatever. What am I trying to say? Green. Try to be green. Yeah, and you'll slide all over.
Yeah, we don't want any more single-use plastics, you know. So yeah, this is our, you know, an amazing product. It's definitely not just for the hygienist. I mean, I originally, I used it when I was practicing, and that's because I couldn't afford a saddle chair. I mean, saddle chairs were like $1,000. So you know, she sent me one of the pads and he's like, hey, I want you to try this out because I think you might really like it. And bye-bye. And I did. And I'm like, okay, I can get used to this. And I'm short. So I could never sit all the way back in my chair and put the rest in the center, like in your lower back. I would always have to like sit forward, which is not a really good position to be in. ergonomically.
Okay.
So then I put this under on my chair, and I was like, ooh, and I was able to like sit all the way back because it gave me some lift on my legs because I'm 5'3", and I was able to sit back and then keep my chair up high and be in the right, the most ideal position I could using my Aflex LVE saliva ejector holder. I had my hands free, my loops.
Oh my gosh, you're
my
hooked up.
pad. Yeah.
I like how you say why, because you always talk about why, like what's our why, but recently I've been learning so much for some reason, people have been saying why you do something. The way you said that there's air and you sit there and your tailbone doesn't sit on the thing. I'm like, oh, because I was wondering, like, I wonder why this helps. But when you said that, I feel that. I'm like, okay. And I've just so many different things. I'm like, well, if I would have known that, I would have made more sense, and I wouldn't have argued with you, and it would have like totally made sense. So we forget that not everybody knows why we do something. Or
I just wiped my nose. Sorry.
Oh yeah, so tell us why. Do you have a bloody nose?
No, I'm a Rudolph.
Are those devil ears?
No, these devil
ears. Oh, it's Christmas time.
It's Christmas.
So cute. Christmas. Do you guys have?
I dressed up just for you. Oh my goodness, yeah, we have like, well, you guys were here. I was so glad. So right on A1A, right along the beach, I mean, they light up the palm trees, and we got a big fat snowman taking a selfie, and he's plastic, obviously. And it says, I love Fort Lauderdale Beach. And then we have the park that's all lit up with a big Christmas tree. And then the 11th, we do the boat parade. Kind of, I bet you guys do that in Portland, right? In the water, like the boat
ships. Yeah.
The Christmas ships.
Christmas ships. Well, we're this is like yacht central over here, so
Yeah, we need to come back.
We do.
Yeah,
it's on our side of the world.
I feel like my lights just got really bright.
Your lights?
Yeah, like, oh, that's much better. Wow, I was like, why do I look like Casper the reindeer? Like, what's going on here?
It's 6 o'clock where you're at. Okay, so it's dark where you're at.
It is. It's 5:30.
Wow.
So anyways, back to the sitting on the ergo compression pad. So you're not putting any pressure on your sacral area. So it helps with that, so that's what it does. It's so comfortable.
It is.
Yeah. So what's that?
Gives me a little bit of height when I'm driving.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Too. Yeah, and sitting up front. So I used to sit up front, and the people working up front at wherever really, but the dental office, because you are stuck there sometimes, and you sit in the same position as well, and so that really would help them too. Because saddle chairs, I don't think of that, or maybe some balls or things like that, but that's hard to focus on. So this is kind of like that ball effect almost too, without.
Yeah, let's talk about that ball because when I was doing all this research on the pad and the ball and other options, because we had a ball, as a hygienist, I was like, maybe I'll sit on a ball, but you have to be really careful with the balls. Balls are great, but you have to make sure they're inflated properly for your height and size. You can't, your legs have to be at a certain angle, or else you're just going to create more problems. And I did all this research, and I was reading up on everything I possibly can get my hands on about the balls. Cause I at my desk over here, I have a ball, and sometimes I notice that my leg hurts, and then Gary blew up the ball bigger, and I was like, oh, that's much better. Thank you. So you have to be at the proper level, where this is just put it on your seat. And
yeah, I can see that too with the saddle chair. I switch back and forth. I only do it one day a week, but I switch from a saddle chair to like a regular stool, but probably because I need to adjust take time to adjust that even right. Because if I sit in that too long, I stand a lot, but my hips will really hurt too. So that makes sense. You just never take the time to stop and adjust things.
You have to take the time. So I just finished this yoga certification. You guys knew I was going into this for 1 month. I was on a hiatus. There was no Aflex, nothing, no communication for anybody, because I didn't realize it was going to be as intense as it was, number one, and it just was so draining and beautiful at the same time. And I learned so many things about the spine and how to manipulate the spine, and how important it is to literally start doing back bends. We are always in a forward bend. We must, on your time at home. I mean, in between patients, there's lots of, ergonomic speakers out there who gives you tips on that. But I mean, even at home, getting a roller and rolling out your hips, because, we're in that position, and just rolling your hips out and then rolling your in between your shoulder blades with a tennis ball and just kind of go up against a wall. I mean, you guys probably seen those things before, but and just literally taking your arms up over your head and then bringing them back, and just, that's even hard in itself. A lot of people can't even put their arms to their ears.
Mm-hmm.
I know Gary can't. I've been, teaching him these things, and he's like, I'm like, babe, keep it. Yeah. I mean, even that for a while, and then just kind of going back and, back bending as much as you can properly, though. I wouldn't just say, I don't do a back bend. That's not what I'm saying, but it's just so important to open up this part of your body. This
Can
is
you
your
stand
heart.
on your head now and do the handstands and all that fancy yoga stuff?
Remember I told you guys that when I saw you, I was like,
Oh.
I'm like, I've never been able to do that. And I haven't still attempted to do that. I'm not there yet. I got a lot of work, but that's not my ultimate goal anyways, but well, maybe it is a little bit just for coolness factor, I guess.
So I have a friend that owns a yoga retreat in Costa Rica. I think maybe I told you that.
So
we should go. We could do a work retreat.
Yeah.
That sounds
so what I learned, and a lot of people, know the name of the guy, but his name is, he started, it's called 26 and 2 now, but it's Bikram yoga, which is the hot yoga. And Bikram is, he turned out to be kind of a douchebag, unfortunately, but I mean, it's not his poses. I mean, his guru, Vishnagosh is the one who actually made, and it didn't make him, but he learned from him. And these are just poses that are they're ancient poses. These are just, thousands of years of yoga, So what he did though, Bikram, is he actually put them in a sequence, which made it ideal for, the spine and for Americans to actually advance in certain things that we all suffer from. Well, most people do. So, so it's 26 poses. They're always the same, but not really, because you go deeper into them and you learn how to do them right. And then 2 breathing exercises. And it's really damn hot in there.
Yeah. How was that? That would make me nervous, like pass out.
So I had to do the 6 a.m. and be there at 6. And you remember I told you guys, and then I had to do
night we were there, like
class.
I had to go to the airport early too, right?
Oh man, yeah. And so I had to do a 6 a.m. class, and then we had a shower, and then we go into a posture clinic for like an hour, and then we go back and we take the 9 o'clock, which is a 90-minute class, hot again. So like 2 hot classes, and then all the way from that, after we get out of that class, we're in posture clinic till 3, like literally doing and learning the postures the proper way. It was a lot of yoga.
I bet you slept so good.
I really did. I did sleep so well. And I was so exhausted too. I mean, I didn't have one sip of beer or alcohol the whole entire time. I was just like, because it was just so much.
You didn't need that stress reliever because you were already relieved.
Yeah.
Right.
But now I go once a day. I do once a day, which is a lot different than what I was doing, but I feel much stronger. So yeah, I love it. Very important. So it's a hobby.
Yeah.
What's that?
You feel the flexibility?
Yeah.
The different flexibility?
Different. Yeah. Yeah. I feel definitely better. And, I feel more centered, I feel a little more centered and peaceful.
I love that part at the end too. You just kind of lay there and meditate. And I like when they did the big gong too. It's like, I grew up kind of doing that. My mom taught us how to meditate when we were just little girls, probably because she had 3 girls and she was single there for a while too. And so she had to keep us well behaved, but she teaches how to meditate, probably to shut up, but it helps in how to clear our minds and do the oming and stuff like that. And it's really helped me ever since, because I'm pretty mellow, and sometimes people get mad at me for it, but I'm like, well, I can't.
Do you still meditate, Cindy?
Yeah, I don't sit in a corner with the blankets and the lights and do it that way, but I meditate. I have quiet time, just walking. You can meditate when you're walking and with your dog, and there's no noise out in nature. I love that.
Yeah.
Or the bathtub, or if you go to bed, no TV, no lights, darkness. I mean, I consider that meditating too, just to quiet everything so you can listen.
Yeah.
Instead of having too much noise. But I like meditating as well. Like if you're really meditating, or I love guided meditations. Once you can get into them, they're so like, I took a class, and it was like a bunch of guided meditations, and it was so amazing. It was so amazing and so crazy stuff for real.
Yeah.
So I love to do.
Were you able to go? Were you able to go into it and just really literally, because that's tough.
Yeah, because it was a course actually through the community college here, and so it was like 2 nights a week, and so we would go and study and be there and do that.
Yeah. Did they teach you about the history of yoga and everything? Like all of would you learn about all of that?
Meditation, and then we talked about auras and things like that. So I think it was a little bit more of that stuff, not so much yoga.
Yeah.
I think April's standing on her head.
What's that?
Are you standing on your head?
Yes, I am.
Were you?
No,
I wonder if I can stand on my head with these ears and my Rudolph nose.
Nice.
Power in those.
One of the things that was cool about this course, and this is the instructor had never done this before, is she brought in another instructor who was all the philosophy of the history of everything. Like, and I didn't even know, like, I didn't even know. I knew there was spirituality behind it, right? But I just didn't know like what it was, all it was. It was pretty cool, honestly. I was definitely awakened by knowing what I know now. And I learned that in so many of the postures, like literally if you do a posture like a warrior pose, there's actually a meaning behind the warrior pose, like a story of their, the background and the history of their gurus and their spirituality. It's not just warrior pose for your thighs, it's like, wow, there's actually meaning behind.
You know why you're doing it.
Yeah, putting the sequence together.
It's like pointing at the star on the moon or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's more. There's a longer story, and I don't really have it down totally, but it's pretty cool. So yeah, that blew me away. So those are some of the things that I was like, whoa, there's a little more depth to this than just how am I get in shape and be flexible.
And it's so fun learning something new because we're so into dentistry and business, and it is nice learning something different, right? It probably helps with everything because your mind's taking a break from.
And you guys know me, I'm just like, 100 miles an hour. So like literally that meditation that you do, Cindy, that comes naturally to you, I have to be in a hot ass room in order for me to just go zip my mind.
Mine's the opposite. I have to make myself go out. So it's like, that's the problem.
That's not a problem. That's definitely a gift, April?
Yes, well, it is, because I've been accused of needing a human-sized hamster wheel. So hard for me to sit.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's so great talking to you guys on your podcast.
I know. So I know we're recording, but you can still, I'm not going to share everything with the world. So
you can, whatever. It's all fun.
Yeah. I'm super excited for you to come up here. So I'm going to mark that on my calendar too for February 5th. And how long are you going to be in Portland? Or do you know yet?
I don't know. It depends on how we get a hold of the other schools. And like, Janae's working on that right now. It's just, how schools are, they're busy. It's a busy time of year. And
they have to like get everything in, and then that's going to be right after, I guess they'll be back from vacation. So it's probably a pretty good time.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And hopefully they, we got some lined up like the Mesa and then Las Vegas, and we got to get into Reno. So yeah, we're doing the whole, all that.
Oh, sorry. Speaking of woo-woo stuff, I'm like getting the sunshine on my crystal.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
It's sunny out here right now.
Okay. April, have you tried, were you been using the eco tips at all? Like I thought you said you were.
We were, yes. And then they mysteriously disappeared.
No.
I know the other assistant, I was like, how do I tell Aurelia? Yeah. So I said, okay, there's this amount, there's this quantity. And she's like, oh, I love these. So she's the type of assistant, she'll hide things so other people don't take. I get it.
Yeah.
I had my own set. And I said, I explained the situation. She's like, cool, I love it. Because she's totally about environmental as well.
Yeah.
And she's like, I love these. And I said, well, we're going to have to take the, we have to clean out the interior of them. Obviously. Yeah. And then they were gone. It's like, what happened? She goes, I don't know. Where they went.
No. That's one of the things that people were worried about is, throwing them away, but that could happen very easily. But hey, they're black and gray.
Yeah. I think someone's like, what happened? They thought they were regular HVE tips. And she's like, what happened to them? I'm like, no. They're supposed to look like kind of a concrete color.
Yeah. Oh, I gave you the gray ones. Yeah. Yeah.
I did notice that, I don't know if somebody else said it, but it looks like I know there's absolutely sterile, but like water spots. She's like, so
inside in here and the gray ones.
The exterior.
Well, just like on mirrors and stuff, it's all going to have stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's probably, you know what, because these are like it's probably the coloring of the actual material. You know what I mean? Not too sure. Okay. Water spots. Yeah. I wish you had them so you could take a picture and show them.
So yeah, she asked me, she goes, where'd they go? I go, I don't know. I don't know. Cause she thought she hit him really well. So maybe she hit him too well from herself. I don't know, but
that makes me laugh a little bit. Yeah.
But, maybe the black ones, I don't know, but she wanted some literature as well. The doctor was super stoked about it.
Well, there's a 1-year warranty, tell them. I mean, you can't go wrong. These are a 1-year warranty. Well, so if anyone that orders them and there's any type of spot or problem, they need it. They shouldn't be, right? Because we've been using our, funnel adapters for a couple years now. So these are autoclavable. So there's not a problem with these. There shouldn't be a problem with the Eco Tips. So we're just 1-year warranty just to get people to move the needle towards green. Just do it. You can't go wrong. We have it in the system. If you bought 10 packs of 8 and you were 8 of them got water spots, we were like, well, give me those 8 back and then let's get you some new ones. And for a whole year, you can't beat that.
And water spots aren't a big deal, are they? So in Portland, though, Oregon, all about recycling. So this is a great place for you to talk about that or market that or help you with that, because it's all about green here.
Yeah, that's what I mean in California too.
You have to pay for bags. If you want to use bags at the grocery store, you have to pay for them because they want you to bring your own bag. And so, they're pretty serious about it, which is great. But so it'd be a really great market for this.
Have you guys? Go ahead.
I'm saying, and the doctor is super stoked. So if you want to send literature, and then I'll discuss it with him again, because everybody else is super excited about it.
Yeah, and just tell them there's a 1-year warranty on them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So have you guys heard anything about? You probably have, living where you guys live, but the deserts of discarded clothing in Chile and in Africa.
No.
I just recently learned about this just yesterday. I'm doing research, obviously on everything that's sustainable. How could you become more sustainable? Yeah, I love recycling, but how else can we move to where we're not consuming so much, that we're reusing, reduce, reuse, recycle. And I ran into this article. It's about the fashion industry, and just 59,000 tons of clothing just dispersed, discarded clothing, not trash, garments that we buy that people don't end up buying, just sent out to Chile, and then there's just dunes of clothes.
They sent it to Chile to donate it, or for a landfill?
Landfill. Because secretly, and in Africa. I was devastated. And of course, all of our clothing, we have these microfibers in there made out of stuff that's not healthy for us, which is leaching. Every time we wash our clothes, that stuff goes into our actual sewage, and then the sewage, I'm going off here, and then then you get the sewage treatment plant that uses the water and spreads it around the bacteria, and then they take that and they sell that to farmers that have fertilizer, and then the farmers are fertilizing our land and our vegetables and everything with the stuff that has little microplastics in it. And
no wonder everybody's sick. fat and sick. And
I was like, oh my God, I can't read anymore. I can't. This is too much for me.
I know, but it's good. People don't know this. They don't realize it. You know,
Yeah.
you hear, like we're talking about saying why, like this is what's happening. This is why you don't want to do that. You know?
Yeah, I heard the clothing industry was second to the oil industry as far as pollution.
Yeah, it's really bad. And also in our industry, like the healthcare industry, that out of the 10% waste that the healthcare industry gives, dentistry produces 3% of that.
I bet all the infection control stuff and then unnecessary stuff too, like wipe that, put plastic on it, take the plastic off, every patient, wipe it again. And it's like,
yeah, and exactly. We go to restaurants and we eat off silverware that 20 million people eat off of, and they're not sitting there cabbie wiping the chairs and the tables.
Bleach, yeah, they put bleach water, but
but
little tiny bit.
But not plastic bags over.
You don't plastic bag it. You don't plastic bag the table, not even during the pandemic. Yeah. So why do you have to plastic bag that? You know what I mean?
I mean, it's okay. I mean, I get it, and I mean, I get the plastic. I get the touch surfaces, but anyways, we're gonna develop some more products, knock on wood here, to alleviate some of that. You know, not everything, because obviously we can't change everything in people's mindset of plastic. I mean, you're an OSHA person,
right.
So you understand very well that kind of stuff. So, and we all do that are in the industry. But yeah, so it's just
people.
Yeah. I know when the pandemic hit and you see everybody wiping stuff down, it's like, well, you should have been doing that.
Like, well, here's all the stuff that needs to change. It's like, okay, you should sterilize your instruments, because we do medical in hospitals too. I'm like, sterilize your instruments, wipe surfaces. I'm like, hopefully you guys are already doing this, because if you're not, we got problems, you know. Yeah. But this is what they're teaching us to teach them. I'm like, I think we got it. Dentistry is like if we didn't know before, we have such good infection control, most offices. I mean, there's definitely some out there for sure.
Yeah, we're above the bar for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And also, like, why did we stop using metal syringes? What the heck, man? Those were fine. Like, what was, I don't remember what was the problem with metal syringes, like the air water syringes? Like,
I was thinking metal HVE tips.
Oh, those are horrible. I mean, you're gonna, those I can see big problem. That's why I didn't want them to be metal.
I don't know for sure, but when I was thinking about inventing something, I wanted to invent this thing, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. If we did it disposable, then I could sell more, because they'd run out. They'd have to buy more. But then I was thinking, well, then it's disposable and wasteful, and then I started thinking too much and didn't do it. But that's why, for me, I was like, oh, then I could sell more this way as a business. So I don't know if that's why, but I would think that's why. So. Maybe the metal's cold on your, but
it clangs. I still use metal ones. I don't use them. But
I mean, I don't think that we needed to. I think definitely, Cindy, I think that you're on the right track. I think that once it's convenience. Like, we just throw them away. Now we don't have to sterilize it. We have to put it in a bag, all the things that we have to do anyways, because they should be sterilized. I mean, these things
are metal, some of them. Yeah.
I mean, these things come to us like, these plastic barriers that come all over our gloves. I mean, they're not sterile. I mean, those are not sterile. They come from, they're cut in China somewhere. Gloves. We don't know what that China factory looks like. There could be like nasty things all around.
Floating. Yeah, I've heard of that happening too. So hopefully, luckily somebody caught on to that.
Yeah, I mean, so it's not that, it's not better. It's just easier. We're a society of convenience, and I'm one of those guilty. I'm guilty convenience. Not saying that I'm not, but it's just in dentistry we can just shift just a little bit.
Make some little changes. It does add up.
Just start with HVE tips. For crying out loud, it's gonna be all right, everybody. It's gonna be okay. Run the pipe cleaner through it.
I think it would be great to have boxes and boxes of HVE tips everywhere, and more garbage in your garbage bill.
And you just stick it back into your little container that your kits are in, and then boom, you're good.
I can attest they work well.
Yeah, and there's a 1-year warranty on them.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go. They last at least a year.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, anyways. Yeah.
Okay.
They'll last longer than a year.
What can we do for you?
Nothing. You guys are doing great. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll get that.
We'll chat. Well, of course, we'll chat before you come up too, because we have some time before that. But
Oh yeah.
We'll have some content for you before you come up.
Yeah, just let me know what you guys like, a schedule. I mean, like I said, if it's easier, then I mean, I can totally come here at 5 o'clock at night. I mean, that's totally fine with me because it's end of my day. I could just push play or record, and we can do our thing, and then that's it. So you just need to give me a schedule, and then of course the outline of what you're the course objective, the outline, the learning outcomes, and then 5 questions,
true or false.
True and false. And then I could submit that to John for, I should probably know the accrediting body. It's horrible that I don't remember the name of it. Anyway, so them, and then they can approve it, and then we have the recording, and then that's it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, let's record a little ending to this real quick for the podcast part, and then we can turn the recording off.
Yay. Okay. All right, guys. You like my red nose? Thank you.
I do.
Love your red nose.
There's power in those antlers.
I know. I'm trying to. There you go. You can see.
This Friday night in Florida, are you going to go out tonight?
No, I'm going to go do yoga at 8 o'clock tonight. It's a Raja class. It's completely different, relaxation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow.
So it's 6:22 now. I'll run home and eat a cookie.
Eat a cookie. A power cookie, right?
Eat a cookie and then put on clothes and go and do yoga and go night.
All right. How about you, April? What do you got going on tonight?
I don't know yet. The sun is dwindling, so hope to get outside for a second.
Mm-hmm. Before you don't have much time. It's 3:30.
It is.
I mean, it's 4:30.
What are you gonna do, Miss Cindy?
Oh, we are going to watch some basketball. Our cousin's daughter is playing basketball at Lewis Clark State College in Idaho. And so she's playing, we're streaming it on TV. We have good internet service. So a few of our friends come over, and her parents usually, but they're up there now. And we're going to watch that, and then going to watch some Blazers and the Boston Celtics tomorrow night on TV. And so
awesome.
And mostly just staying home and getting stuff done and resting, and maybe some yoga.
Yay, meditation.
Meditation. Right now.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for liking my Ergo compression pad. They're great Christmas gifts for people, offices dentists that need to give their front team something, or even their back team if they want to try it, because it doesn't matter. You can put it in your car, you can put it anywhere. It feels delicious on your bootay.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for catching us up on your new items, and we will talk to you later. All right. Rudolph.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy Hanukkah, all of the above.
Happy holidays.